Okay, welcome to my movie on energy. You'll need item 3-3 to go along as I do. So energy is the ability to do work. So energy, because it is the ability to do work, we measure it in the joule. Now, I realize that the joule is the same SI unit we used for work, but since energy is just the ability to do work, we measure it with the joule also. And there are two types of energy. One is potential, and the other one is kinetic. So the first one, potential energy, is the energy of position. And the energy of position means it has energy, but it's not actually using the energy yet. You may have heard the expression, you have so much potential. It means you could be doing great things, but you're not actually doing them yet. So there are two types of potential energy. One is elastic potential energy, when something is stretched, like a rubber band. I know you've all shot rubber bands at people, like a spring. Those are elastic potential energy. But we also have gravitational potential energy, which, as its name suggests, is the energy of height, like a roller coaster rolling down a hill. Now, the other type of energy is kinetic energy. I had to label mine, but yours should already be labeled. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. So a ball rolling down this spring here, the energy is actually being used at the moment. Another example is the roller coaster going down the hill. It was potential when it was at the top of the hill, but once it actually starts going, it's kinetic. So just like we had the law of the conservation of matter, that matter is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction, we also have the law of the conservation of energy. I'm sorry, I cannot get the word kinetic off of my screen here. But the law of the conservation of energy is that energy is neither created nor destroyed. So when you turn a light on, you're not creating energy. That energy comes from somewhere else. When you move your arms, you're not creating energy. That energy has come from somewhere else. It's changed form. The only place energy is created is in the sun, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But energy is constantly changing form. So I'm having a terrible time with my document. I just erased the part about mechanical energy. But looking at the 6 types of energy, the first one on your list is mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is the energy associated with motion or position. So, for example, it has anything to do with moving or stopping and about to move. For example, write this one down. You walking, that is mechanical energy. In fact, your whole body being able to move, your blood pumping, your lungs breathing air, that has to do with motion. You walking and moving and breathing, a windmill spinning, a car moving, those are all mechanical energy. Mechanical can be kinetic or potential. You walking would be kinetic energy. You stopped and waiting to cross the street could be potential mechanical. Thermal energy, the next one on your list, is the total energy of the particles of a substance, meaning anything to do with heat. If it's heat, it's thermal energy. So, for example, your hair dryer, that's heat. That's thermal energy. You rubbing your hands together, that's friction that creates heat, thermal energy. The sun, all those things that have to do with heat are thermal energy. The next type of energy is chemical energy, stored energy that must be burned to be released. All chemical reactions are a result of chemical energy. So we've got all types of chemical energy. For example, a battery. A battery would be stored chemical energy. It's from a chemical reaction. Another great example is your food digesting. Your food digesting is a chemical reaction. It is that chemical reaction that breaks down your food and, in effect, burns the calories inside you, and your body changes chemical energy to mechanical energy so that you can move. Next on your list is electrical energy. Electrical energy is really just moving electrons that produce electricity. So anything that plugs in, anything that has a cord is electrical energy. So How about the projector? Oops, sorry. How about the projector that we use to project the computer onto the screen? Electrical. How about your toaster? It plugs in, that's electrons moving. So we have all kinds of energy conversions having to do with electricity. So the projector is taking electrical energy and converting it to light. The toaster is taking electrical energy and converting it to thermal energy, heat. Next we have electromagnetic energy. We're going to spend an entire unit talking about electromagnetic energy, but it's energy that travels in waves. We're not talking about sound, but we're talking about things like microwaves, gamma rays. We're going to do a whole unit on that, but the most important one for you to know about with electromagnetic energy is light. So going back to that projector, remember I was saying that it is an energy conversion that takes electrical energy and it converts it into light. Light is a type of electromagnetic energy. The same with your microwave. A microwave that you heat food in takes electrical energy and changes it to electromagnetic energy in the form of a microwave. All right, the last type of energy we're going to talk about today is nuclear energy. So energy that is stored in the nucleus of unstable atoms is nuclear energy. So you've probably heard about nuclear power plants, nuclear energy. It is a way, we're going to talk a lot more about nuclear energy next class, but it is a way basically through of releasing the energy stored in these unstable atoms. So really the only example I have for you of nuclear energy is a nuclear power plant. A lot of our energy is actually produced in a nuclear power plant called Lake Anna, which is pretty close to here. So I just want to take this opportunity to think a little bit more about these energy conversions. Remember I said we're not creating energy. Energy is just constantly changing forms. It changes from one form to another, but all of it is created in the sun. So what I would like you to do is, we still have thermal energy to do. Okay, sorry about that. We did thermal energy. So what I want you to do next is think about the story that I told you about how all energy comes from the sun and is just constantly being converted. So you are constantly converting energy. Right now my mouth is an energy conversion. I'm taking the chemical energy from my food and my food being digested and turning it into my mouth talking. There are energy conversions going on all around you everywhere, from the lights you use to your computers to cooking your food. Everything is just energy being converted from one form to another. And like in the story, all energy comes from the sun. That is the only place that energy is actually created. All other energy is just transferred from one form to another. The next thing you're going to do here is there are a few movies for you to watch. 2 Wile E. Coyote cartoons, a movie on what is energy, and then there is a Google Exit. Don't forget to do that before you sign off.